Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Unschooling Lifestyle. Today, I have something really fun for you. So I'm really excited. I'm here in the Puerto Telchac in Merida, and I am here with the founder of the Anahata Worldschooling community. Hi, Patty. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
So we're just gonna chat a little bit about Telchac, about her story, and how you can connect with her if you are interested in traveling to this magnificent, beautiful place. So I would like to start to ask if you could just talk a little bit about yourself. And we're outside, so you may hear music or motorcycles and maybe a tile or two. So just bear with us. Thank you so much. And let's start with just asking Patty about herself and her family and how Anahata was born.
Yeah, definitely. And it's we're in Telchac Puerto, and it's an hour from Merida. So
Okay.
it's about an hour from Merida.
Yeah.
And so I was in a corporate lifestyle,
Okay.
9 to 5, rat race for many years until I decided to quit and then moved to Mexico with the kids.
Wow.
We had started Worldschooling before. We were in Bolivia for about 6 months, about 4 years before that.
Oh, wow.
And then we just knew that this is the lifestyle that we wanted to be in, with the kids and our passion for education, for traveling, and then just being with the kids. So yeah, it just kind of everything just kind of started aligning.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And so my dad had been sick, and then I had quit my job because I was like, this is the moment. I need to just be with the kids with my dad. And then sure enough, that same week that I quit my job that I had for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
My mom had said, hey, there's a hotel in Ixtalam.
Okay.
She does Ayurveda, so she started
Okay.
doing. She's like, why don't you come and do yoga? You teach yoga, and I do Ayurveda. We're like, okay. So we arrived at the hotel, and I'm like, perfect, because then I can have more help with my dad, with the kids. It's just easier.
Okay, of course.
At home, and
Yep.
in other states, it can be a little challenging with the kids.
With the yeah, exactly.
And so when we arrived, we just kind of realized that the kids needed, kids, like more community.
Of course.
They felt lonely. And then we had this friend that came, and we were in this really small Mayan village.
Okay.
Where the families there would invite us to their homes, and they lived in like little palapas, like little huts, and then they would go make cacao with them. We would just,
Oh, wow.
and it just, all of a sudden, we just realized, like, oh, instead of us going out to World School, we could just bring families in here,
and share this
share
this
that
space with them.
Yeah, because that was always like my dream to, like, be in community. I love big families and people around.
Yeah.
And so that was, we just kind of, we went to the Stone Soup pop-up.
Okay.
In San Miguel Allende.
Okay, San Miguel. Yeah,
And
my
that's when it
family's
kind of
from there
just- yeah.
too.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's when it kind of just started. They had this mastermind, and we're like, well, we have a hotel, and this is the idea. And then everybody's like, just do it, just do it, just go. So we did. And then I think we arrived, like, it was in November. Like 2 days later, we had our first family, and then people just started gravitating to that because, when you travel, it feels lonely. Like the kids just need friends. They need, and that's when, it's just really tricky to try to do that, and especially when you go to a new space. It's just hard to. I mean, you can, but it takes a little time, right?
Yeah. You try to find, your grocery store, your basics, and then on top of that, the community aspect of it. So sure, yeah.
So I just found that a lot of families were looking for that, just community, traveling, and our biggest thing was just unschooling, living that lifestyle, and so families just gravitated to that, and they just loved that lifestyle, and they would just come and hang out, and also have cultural experience.
Okay.
So that was pretty amazing. We were there for about almost 4 years, or no, about 3 years.
Okay.
And then COVID hit.
Of course.
We left. We had to leave. And then we did another community in Cancun.
Okay.
And a eco reserve. And that was about 6 months or so.
Okay.
And that was also really kind of the same concept, but we just had shifted a little bit with including a Waldorf system into the community.
Oh, okay.
I know that for us, our family, it didn't work.
Okay.
So it wasn't, it was really hard to navigate that.
Okay.
But families were really interested in having
okay.
that. Like still having community, still having culture, and then still having like a school. For their kids. More for the younger kids. And so then we did a program here at the beginning of this year or actually 2022.
2022.
And we were here for 5 months.
Okay.
And it was, this is the lifestyle that I think that we just really resonate with the really slow lifestyle.
Okay.
Really simple living, and that's what we felt like we loved.
I love that.
And so now we stayed here. We ended the program. Right now we're not running any more programs.
Okay.
Just so I can focus on my kids right now.
Okay. How old are they right now?
So my oldest is 15.
Oh, wow.
Sebastian. And then Valentina, who's 13.
Okay.
And then Raphael, who is 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So my focus is there right now, but we still love this lifestyle. We still love being around people. So we stayed here in the hotel where we were running the program, and then we're just, rent the space out or rooms.
Yeah.
And so we've had some families come through, and it's been really, really nice. So it's not an official program, but we still get that, that community feel.
It was really nice when I found you, because it just felt so right to be here. And I'm just so happy, but it's very relaxed, you guys. I have to say that living in Michigan, everything is fast, and Michigan is not really that fast. It's not like New York City or anything, but I sometimes do feel, before we started into unschooling, I felt like we were on that running always, get up, go to school, go to the activity, do more. So, I found that before we started traditional homeschooling, I wanted to do world schooling, because I wanted to see the places and share with them the culture and stuff. And somebody says, "You are doing world schooling," and I'm like, "Well, what's that?" I didn't even know what it was. And then I was like, and then slowly our journey kind of took us into unschooling, but world schooling this is our very first world schooling experience. So could you talk a little bit about the philosophy and how education, travel all connect to each other when you're 100% world schooling and traveling like you have been the last couple of years?
So I feel like world schooling or even unschooling, all these terms mean so
many
different, different families.
Yes.
But for me, it's just experiencing the world. Like Lenny always says, the world is your classroom, and it truly is.
It really is. Yeah,
I
agree with you.
Like living history, living just immersing in the culture, and that's what world schooling, and it's a lifestyle. Yeah. And
highly
within that world schooling, there's so many little aspects. We've had families here who follow strict curriculum, virtual schooling, families that are unschooling, families that are now a new term that I learned, radical unschooling.
Yes.
So within world schooling, it's just, and I just feel like it's just a lifestyle where people travel and not have a traditional education system.
The traditional classroom experience, for their learning, for sure. Yes. It's such, radical unschooling. I think if you have heard about it, I learned about it from the group Dana Martin, Radical Unschooling. And she's actually one of my mentors that has helped me transition into the unschooling lifestyle. And because you live the freedom of technology and food, and it translates not just freedom of choosing what you learn, what you study. It's freedom into every aspect of parenting. But so she's been one of my mentors, been really important in our life to kind of help us transition. Because I had a lot of deconditioning to do for myself. So
deschooling.
Yes, deschooling. So what?
De-lifing.
Yes. So let's chat. How was your process of deschooling? What was the hardest thing when you transitioned into from your 9-to-5 corporate job into this lifestyle?
Well, from the beginning, it was. We always homeschooled the kids.
Okay.
Well, except for Sebastian, he went to second grade, but the other two kids never went to school. And so when I was working, we started homeschooling. Right?
Okay.
I had my curriculum,
Yes.
and I had my schedule.
Oh, I
and
remember those days.
And I was doing reading,
I remember those days. Yeah.
And there was a lot of pushback.
Yes.
I was,
Yes.
I had them in activities like, rushing out of work.
Yeah.
And then now they have karate, now they have ballet, and now
Yes.
soccer, and
Yes.
rushing here, rushing
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And I just remember
So familiar.
that, one time, we were traveling here to Cancun because I have family in Cancun. We were here for the summer, and my kids just did not know what to do with their free time.
Yes.
They were just like, so now what do we do? Now what do we do? Now what do we do? And I'm just, like, oh my goodness, I've scheduled them so much,
yes,
that they have no idea what they like, what they,
Yes.
nothing. With
Oh
their
my
free
goodness!
time.
It's such a light into the little moments that we go through, those little aha moments
Yes.
that you just up like, what have I done to them? Right? Yes.
So, we made a promise that when we come back in that fall, we weren't going to register for any classes.
Okay.
We were just going to do whatever we wanted to do.
Oh my goodness! I love that.
And then we did, and our relationship started getting better.
Yes.
Everything just started flowing, and then I
Yes.
just started.
I have goosebumps just thinking about that, because it's such a beautiful coming back to the relationship aspect with our children, and you realize how far we were from that beautiful moments, just beautiful moments though. So
No, and I totally agree, and that's what I saw, and then I also saw that the kids just became much more passionate about things.
Yes.
Sebastian would just do his flips day in, day out, rush to work.
yes.
He just had that time to do what he wanted to do, and same with the other kids. So then slowly, we transitioned to. I started learning a little bit more about what unschooling was,
Yeah.
what self-directed learning, watching videos, and then we just took a whole year of. We decided to deschool, which
Yeah.
was literally do nothing, and then. And when I quit my job, it was more de-lifing,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Nothing. We're de-lifing.
Yes.
We're doing absolutely nothing, and
Yes.
I just. It came back to the relationship with my kids, and then ever since then, we just, we've tried a few things, like we put them in that Waldorf school when we were in the community, but it just, I knew that was it,
Yes.
for them, and even here in the lifestyle here, and that's why we just like the simple lifestyle, because it's just, living life.
Yes.
They just do whatever they're really passionate about, crocheting, or they want to learn something new, they're on YouTube.
Yes.
And just giving them that time.
Oh my God, YouTube University is
Like, where did you learn that? It's like, I don't know.
YouTube, yeah.
It's like YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah, and like my two youngest, they never went to school. They taught themselves how to read, and
yeah.
write, and so it's just there's a lot of pressure for me.
Yes.
Because of, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? When I do it, I'm going to mess up their lives. But then when I just realize that, then I see things decisions they're making or their values, and I'm just like, no, I think you're good on the right track, So that's how we started from the homeschooling and the strict curriculums, and then trying little deschooling. And our deschooling kind of started maybe a year, and then it just went directly into completely unschooling. And then we just learned the term that we're really radical unschoolers.
Radical unschoolers, yes. And I love it because it's like there's so many terms, and I think people, and we talked about this yesterday. So we got here yesterday. We came to Merida on Tuesday, but we spent the day in Merida with my sister, and we drove yesterday here. And it's the labels, it really is just living life, but the labels, I think sometimes they could really scare a lot of people into what it means. But like you said, I just think it means, and I said this in the past too, it's so different for everyone because our values are different. It comes down to the connection. I think the connection is like part of the core, right? But everyone is different about it. So, and we have had a lot of aha moments lately with food lately. So, and it's so fascinating how they come to their own understanding without having any pushback from us about food or anything else that is not restricted, right? So, so in that note, so how do they help you decide on staying or leaving or starting a program or not starting a program? What is their role? How do they?
Yeah, I mean, I always ask,
Yeah.
hey, this is the idea that I have, one of many, because
One
I'm
of
always
many.
having. Then
Yes.
you're like, okay, what is it now, mommy?
Yes. I believe Patty and I are manifesting generators, and we just talked about that. So our ideas, we have many ideas and many emotions. So just, hang in there, okay? Yes.
And they're like, what is it this time, mommy? So
I love that.
I always bring them into
Yes.
decisions. They love being in community, so we did take a year off after the last community, and we just settled in Cancun for a bit. And they would ask me, so when are we starting a community? They love it. They just love being around. I mean, they've been for 4 years been in community.
In community, yeah.
I mean, they like their breaks, but they also like to be
Yeah.
with people. So they're just very adaptable. Like I think that's part of world schoolers is
Yes.
that they just adapt easily because they're
Yes.
moving constantly. So
Yes.
so I feel that they're just kind of like, okay, mommy, like good.
Yes.
And so they're it's just they kind of follow. And then whatever they they have ideas to create like little businesses, and
I love
and
that,
then
yeah.
they'll share that, and see how we can do, like
How you can do it.
wants to like sell these orange sorbets. So we're always like thinking of ideas together, and
Yes.
it's like it's a team.
Yes.
We're a team.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, you're your own little community within the big community that you have. So
Exactly.
yes. And with that, so how does Anahata Telchac works right now? So we just came in, we booked the room, and we stayed, and everybody is just we're just hanging. It's been really relaxed. Like we went out in the morning, and then the boys were like, we're tired, we're hot. But we came back, so we listened to them because they were not they didn't want to go anywhere. But we came back and took a little nap, actually, and then we went out to the ruins, and we went to La Salinera también. So we had a really good afternoon, though. So
That's okay.
yes, it was so good. So how does it work right now? If people want to come over right now, how does it work for you?
Yeah, so there's a website,
Okay.
at Telchac.com, and people just book a room, just like
Okay.
kind of like an Airbnb.
Okay.
It's not like before where they would submit an application, and we're just, because it's not an official program.
Okay.
People just come, and they, we're here, and there are 5 children that live permanently on site,
Yeah.
starting from 9 to 15. So there's kids around, and there's tons of things to do around here. But it's kind of, you just book a room, and it's
Okay.
not like before where you needed to submit an application and
Yes.
not an interview, but like video.
Yeah,
and
just like talk to see if
just
you connected
talking.
with people. Is that okay? Yeah, for sure. That's important, I think, for
Yeah.
sure.
So, and I've been getting a lot of interest in that because there's a lot of people that, I just want to go for a week, or I just want to go for, where before it was like, okay, we're a full program, 3 months, or,
Yeah, that's a big commitment.
It's a big commitment.
Yes.
And right now it's like, no, just come and hang out, come for one day, come for 2,
Yes,
for a week,
yes.
and just kind of experience this really simple living lifestyle. It's just a very slow, like
Yes.
very laid back.
Yes, it's very laid back. It is very laid back. But I have to say that everybody, we walked around. We walked last night. We left around 9:30 and just took a walk, and it was very safe. We didn't, it was. Everybody has been really nice. We have said good morning, and people just, they chatted with us. We went to the little stores. It's been a really nice experience so far. So, and then I know you have the little hotel where we're staying, and then so right now we're in a house across the street. So what does this house do as of right now? What's the purpose?
So right now, this is where we used to actually have our community dining room.
Okay,
So we would
okay.
all eat here.
Okay.
And the food was set up there. And right now we have a outdoor kitchen. It's
Okay.
a community kitchen
Okay.
that families can use. And then we have a trampoline back there. We do have a temazcal. So we will be running also retreats.
Okay.
So we have some retreats coming up, and that's part of what we'll be doing here also.
Okay.
So we're excited about that.
Yes. Do you want to talk about a little bit about the retreats that you will be holding?
Yeah, there'll be a cacao facilitator.
Yes,
like
I'm
a
excited
big
I'm
girl.
excited about that. So I'm hoping I can be here again next month. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully.
Yeah, so it was really interesting because in the last community, there are just a lot of these ceremonies that were coming up that was very new to us. And so now we felt like we brought some of that here
Okay.
into the program with the families. And it just opened so many doors for me as,
Yes.
individually. It just for for my personal growth, getting to know myself, and
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I want more of this.
So important, so important in this lifestyle for sure.
So now I've reached out to a couple people, and so we'll have a ceremony, a cacao facilitator ceremony.
Okay.
So that's for people who are interested in
Facilitating those,
cacao
yes.
ceremony. And then we actually had a family who just had gotten certified, I think, in Guatemala.
Okay.
And then we did ceremony here too. And then we had another medicine woman who's been here a couple times. And then we'll have also like a women's retreat, women's gathering that's coming up, and then other like a drum making workshop, herbal medicine.
I love that.
Yeah, so and those are like smaller, like maybe weekend.
Okay.
So the retreats are a week long.
Okay.
Or some of them are 3. It just depends. But you can look on the website, and like we're trying to fill it. I think right now we're up until March, but we're trying to fill more retreats.
Okay, that sounds good though. So we're gonna put the website on the comments, and then Patty's information, it's in her website, and then you can reach out through her to her. She's super fast, like responds to all the text messages. So she's super fast.
Try.
Yes, she's super fast. So we'll put all that information in the comments for you guys if you want to reach out and perhaps make your way over here. You will not be disappointed. And then in the next couple of days, I'll put a video. We'll take a tour of the place, and then I'll just share with you that so you can see what it is, and what it's like. And then lastly, thank you so much for your time, Patty, but what little piece of advice you would give to anybody that's new, that has heard the term world schooling, that has heard the term unschooling or radical unschooling? What would you say to them if you haven't taken the plunge, what would you say to them?
Just do it.
Just do it. I love that.
Just do it. It's just that fear that hold us back. But once you take that leap,
yes,
you won't regret it.
You won't look back. I do have to agree with that. Once you take that leap, like she says, you won't look back. Yes.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So thank you so much for chatting with us. Thank you so much. So I hope you enjoy this interview and learn a little bit about Patty's passion and journey. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and then we'll try to answer them together. And like I said, her information will be there. So thank you so much for being here with us in the unschooling lifestyle. And remember, your time is precious, so make it count. We'll see you soon, everybody, okay? Have a good night. Bye.